Now let's understand how to use possessives. And by that I mean, how do you say my, our, hers, etc. So the first one is my, and this was already slightly covered in the previous session. My is meri, meri. Okay, now this ending is because of the word that follows it, meri ma, my mother. Okay, so meri ma is my mother, like so. And because you've got ma here, the meri conjugates this way, it agrees with the ma, so it's a E form here. Let's look at our familiar quadrant structure here. Meri ma, so that's a singular feminine part, so it's over here. Can you guess how you can say my brother? It's going to be mera, because it agrees with the gender, which is masculine, of the brother. And so you have mera bhai, my brother, mera bhai. The same way you had meri ma, you have mera bhai. This might also make sense this way. It does not depend, note, on your gender. It depends on the gender of the person. So let's say you want to say my tall mother, you would say meri lambi ma. Okay, so let me just rewrite this over here. Meri lambi ma. You'll see, obviously, lambi depends on ma, mother, because it's feminine. And the same way, meri also depends on mother because it's also an adjective of sorts. So this is the possessive adjective that we're talking about. Meri lambi ma. How can he say my tall brother? And the word for brother is bhai. And we'll say mera lamba bhai, my tall brother. This way, meri lambi ma, mera lamba bhai. Now, the last one is, of course, if you have multiple people, the plurals. So let's say you want to say my black dogs. And you're going to have this part over here. Let's say all dogs are masculine. You'll say my black dogs. So see how I can say this. The word for black is kala. So of course you would say mere kale kutte, because this is plural here. Okay. In fact, you don't even need kale. This was just for illustration. The more important part is mere kutte, right? So hopefully that's seeped in. So let's try one more time. How can you say my sister? The word for sister is behen. Word for sister is behen. How can you say my father? The word for father is pita, pita. How can you say my car? The word for car is gadi. Of course, if you don't know the gender of gadi, you want to guess it's the feminine gender because it kind of ends in the E. So you will assume it's the feminine gender, and then you can say these parts. Dost is a very important word. Dost means friend. So how can you say my friend? Let's say it's a man. Mera dost. Woman, it doesn't change. Meri dost. And the most important one is the plurals. Friends. This dost never changes. So it becomes mere dost. My friends, mere dost. Okay, let's assume that the friends are a mixed group or just man. Okay, so mere dost. Now, because the plural of me is a hum, so how can we say our? You would think it's hamera. It's almost hamera. You just want to make this hamara. Hamara is our. So hamara bhai, which would mean our brother. How can you say our sister? If the word for sister is behen, you would say hamari behen, right? I think you're getting this, hamari behen. And the last one, how can you say our dogs? Let's say it's a mixed group of dogs. Remember, a dog is kutta, but let's say kutte is the plural of this, and you can say hamare kutte. Okay, so that's how you say our. So this is our brother, our sister, our dogs. Okay, this is the our possessive. Now, how can we say Sita's dog? Sita's dog. So all you want to remember, this easy part, this adjective, this apostrophe S over here becomes ka. Sita ka kutta. Very easy. Sita ka kutta. Sita ka kutta. Okay, now the next one is, let's say you want to say Sita's brother. See if you can try it. Of course, the word for brother is bhai. How can you say Sita's brother? Sita ka bhai. That's Sita's brother. Any guesses what would happen to the ka if I made this behen, sister, Sita's sister? This would change and would become ki. The same way how you say mera becomes meri, or lamba becomes lambi when you have a feminine word in Following it, the same way you would have Sita ki behan, Sita ka bhai, Sita ki behan, and of course the last one would be Sita ke kutte. Same idea here. Okay, Sita's multiple dogs. Sita ke. Okay, what would this mean? Amit ki ma or Amit ki mom. How can you say Amit's brother? Remember the word for brother is bhai. Amit ka bhai. And Amit's sister, Amit ki behan. Amit ki behan. Okay, now that we know this part, let's move on and understand how can you say his or her. That's an extremely important idea, and we're going to cover this in much detail, this idea, how you can say his or her. Okay, the word for that is us, not us. Even though we've written it like this, we always signify this u as a u sound in Hindi. So us, and that means his or her. You won't be able to identify who it is, but from the context, you'll be easily able to get it. So how can you say uski ma? That would mean his or her, their, in other words, mom, his or her mom, uski ma. Okay, this is super important. Okay, let's try one more time. How can we say us? And then you want to say uska bhai. What would this mean? Remember, ka means the masculine now, as it's shown over here. How can you say her cat? Let's say the cat is feminine. Her cat, uski, the word for cat is billi. So you would say not uska billi, uski billi. Uski billi. This key also almost agrees with this e over here, right? Uski billi. Okay, now let's make some sentences and see if you can interpret them. So suppose the word for run is dord. How would you interpret this sentence? Mera kutta dordta hai. Mera kutta dordta hai. Mera kutta dordta hai. All right. Try to interpret this one. How would you interpret this one? If bana is make, then how would you interpret Radha ki maa dosa banati hai? Radha ki maa dosa banati hai. Radha ki maa dosa banati hai. Okay, one final one, and of course the word or means and. Confusingly enough, the word or actually means and. So what would this mean? Meri maa or Radha ki behan. Meri maa or Radha ki behan. The phrases are more important to learn in Hindi at this point than the actual sentence. Meri maa or Radha ki behan. All right, we've already done uski maa. That means her or his mother. Now, how can you make it plural? Very easy. You just take the same thing. You replace this s with an n here. Unki maa. Unki maa. This would mean their mom. Their mom. Okay. Uski maa, unki maa. So let's see. How can you say their car? And let's say the word for car is gadi. And gadi, you know, is feminine because it has an e ending. So how can you say their car? Unki gadi. Awesome. Unki gadi. Okay. Of course, a reminder. Unki gadi kahan hai? Let's see. This is a very common thing. Unki gadi kahan hai? Where's their car? Maybe there's a lot of traffic. Unki gadi kahan hai? That means their car is where? Where's their car? One practice for you. How can you say their father? Okay. So try this one. And let's move on now to up. Very easy. All of these, once you know the key, it's super easy. You do uski, means her or his. Unki means theirs. And then the final one also is aapki. That means yours. So not much to remember. Once you know this ki ka ke, and this is exactly from the quadrant that we've studied before. Aapki would mean your, aapki ma. Now, how can you use aap, blank, bhai, which means brother? I think you got it. Aap ka bhai. So that's how you would use aap. Now, I forgot one thing. You can have Sita ki. Let's learn some words as well. BT means daughter. And by the way, all of these words are in our memorizers on the website. So you will have, of course, access to this. And I encourage you to practice some of these methodically. So BT means daughter. How can you say Amit's daughter? Amit's daughter drinks water. And the word for drink is P. P means to drink. Okay. So how can you say Amit's daughter? Amit ki beti. And then I put the T as uppercase because it's a harder T. You want to refer back to our pronunciation notes. It's a harder T, so it's beti. Okay, beti, that gives it that special Indian intonation. So Amit ki beti drinks piti hai. Amit ki beti piti hai means she drinks. And then you can put in Amit ki beti pani piti hai. But the practice for today is Amit's daughter. Okay, now it's your turn. How can you say Aapka bhai German samajhta hai? The word samajh means to understand. So what would this mean? Ravi ki maa Mumbai mein rehti hai. Rah. You've seen this before. We've encountered this. Rah means to live. To live. And mein here means in. Mumbai mein means in Mumbai. Ravi ki maa Mumbai mein. And if you'd like, you can try this one. My brother asks a question. Okay. The word for question, the word for ask is pooch. You can also pooch this in. You can also ask this in the comments here. Okay. My brother asks a question. Any questions you have, please comment and then we will respond back. Aapki behan kahan hai? What would this mean? And then the final one is your sister is a singer. Okay, is a singer. So see all of these sentences. How you can say that. You can even add one more to compliment someone's sister. Your sister is a good singer. Awesome. All right. So with that, we've concluded the possessives. Okay, so now the next topic that we're going to cover is obliques. It's a very important topic of Hindi, not as important in English, but this is super important. The uses of us, we've already seen us, but this us was a her and him, and we're going to understand how many ways in Hindi we will be able to use this. So check out the next video. It's got all of this information about the super important us and how we use this. See ya.